Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our discussion on Criminal Law, Book 2. So for this video, we will discuss about the offenses under Title 2, Crimes Against the Fundamental Laws of the State. So ano bang ibig sabihin ito? These are the offenses na kung saan na-violate niya yung mga provisions ng ating Constitution. So let's learn what are those offenses. So starting with Article 124, the offense of arbitrary detention. So ano ba yung elements? So importante in studying criminal law, kailangan alam natin yung elements ng each offense kasi that is how we determine if there exists or if a person really has violated an offense under the revised penal code. So kung kumpleto yung mga elemento ng isang offense, then we can say that the person is guilty of the offense committed under the revised penal code. So alamin natin what are the offenses of under Article 124. Number 1, offender is a public officer or employee. So pwedeng public officer, pwedeng employee. Second, he detains a person, may kinulong siya na tao. Third, at the detention is without legal grounds, meaning to say, walang basihan yung pagkulong niya sa isang tao. Example natin yan is a police officer detains a person for overnight for being suspicious. No? Wala naman siyang kinumit na crime, pero dahil kaduda-duda yung kanyang pagmumukha, kaya siya kinulong ng police officer. So in that case, hindi pwede yon. Kaya the police officer can be charged of arbitrary detention. Now, alamin natin yung example case natin, Ilagan versus Enrile, GR number 70748, decided in the year 1985. So this is the case of Ilagan versus Enrile. The facts are as follows. Number 1, on March 6, 1982, during the martial law period, several individuals, including human rights lawyers, members of the Free Legal Assistance Group, or FLAG, and church workers were arrested without warrant while attending a funeral procession in Ilagan, Isabela. So, self-explanatory naman yung first item. Second, they were detained without formal charges. So, walang kaso na i-file, pero ikinulong sila. And their families were not immediately informed of their whereabouts. The arrests and detention were carried out by military and police officers under the authority of the Defense Minister, Juan Ponce Enrile, a public officer. So, kilala din naman siguro sino si Juan Ponce Enrile. Di ba siya yung former senator, pero ngayon parang presidential advisor na siya ni Pangulong Bongbong Marcos. So, siya yung parang accused in this case. Isa sa mga akusado in this case. Issue. Is arbitrary detention committed in this case? So the ruling of the court, the acts committed by state agents constitute arbitrary detention under Article 124 of the revised Penal Code. The warrantless arrest and the prolonged detention without legal basis directly fall within the elements of the said crime. So balikan natin yung elements, di ba? Sabi doon, the offender is a public officer or employee. So si Enrile, tsaka yung mga police officers and agents are public officers. So check yung first element. Second, that he detains a person. So klaro naman sa facts, di ba, na meron silang dinitain, na mga persons. Third is that the detention is without legal basis. So, klaro din sa facts na they were not committing any crime, in fact, they were just attending a funeral procession in Isabela, Laguna. So, walang overt act, Walang overt act of criminal act. So therefore, there is no reason for the police officers to arrest them. So, yon ang ruling ng court. And also, pag sinasabing detention, does it really require physical restraint? Meaning, kailangan ba talaga na physically restrained ka or ikinulong ka physically? So there is a Supreme Court ruling na fear, no, in the mind of the victim sufficient to paralyze the latter to the extent that the victim is compelled to limit his own actions and movements in accordance with the wishes of the accused, then the victim is, for all intents and purposes, detained against his will. Enough na daw yung fear na ma-instill sa victim na matakot siya na dahil sa kanyang takot, ilimit niya yung kanyang movement na hindi siya lalabas kasi natakot siya, sasabi sa kanya ng mga public officer or employee. So, hindi required talaga na merong physical restraint. Enough na na may takot, no? Such that yung takot na yan is mapugos ka ba, mapigilan, parang mapilitan ka na hindi lumabas or i-restrain yung sarili mo from movement. Now, another question is, yung mga barangay captains ba daw are covered by this offense, no? Kasali ba sila sa offense? So, ngayon, i-define natin, kailan ba natin masasabi or kailan ba natin malalaman ng isang public officer or employee can be charged of arbitrary detention. So, hindi lahat ng public officers or employees ay pwedeng ma-charge ng arbitrary detention. So, meron lang selected officers or employees na subject ng Article 124. So, sino yon? So, the public officers liable for arbitrary detention must be vested with authority to detain or order the detention of persons accused of a crime. So, meaning, yun lang may power to detain, tsaka power to order the detention. So, anong example ito? Mga policemen and other agents of the law. Pwede judges, because the judges can order the arrest of a person. Also mayors, no? Pwede sila. At kasali dyan yung mga barrio captain or barangay kapitan within their territorial jurisdiction only. So, yun ang mga examples of public officers who can be charged of arbitrary detention, no, once they commit the crime. Another pala na example is yung Congress or Senate, for example, because they can parang order the arrest of a person, no, kapag merong yung contempt, di ba? Contempt of the Congress, di ba? So, contempt of court. So, pwede nila i-order yung arrest. So, pwede din silang maging liable for arbitrary detention in case i-violate nila or makommit nila yung acts under Article 124.